Alright, what is this? Is this real? Okay, yeah, they are. He is owned by Atari, that's right. So, before we get into this, so for context, I woke up this morning, saw this, put my phone down, went back to sleep, woke back up about 20 minutes later, looked at my phone again, and I was like, okay, there's no way this is real, right? Because they wouldn't bring this character back, right? And well, no. Apparently, we have Bubsy in the Perfect Collection release date trailer, and I'm guessing it's just like a bunch of like just ROMs dumped into like a single package. But yeah, let's just keep going here. He's got a new voice actor. Okay, so like the pretty much the wait, what was that? Was that a okay? Bubsy 2, Bubsy 3D, refurbished edition. Okay, a Bubsy 3D. Okay, so it includes Bubsy 3D. That's actually really sick. Okay, so it's got like all the okay. So there's like a Japanese version too. Okay, hold on. There's like a lot of stuff being included here. Fractured Fairy Tales, Bubsy 3D with 16 by 9 support. Okay, that's actually really sick. Native 16 by 9 with enhanced gameplay features. So screen filters, obviously, game borders. That's pretty. Save station rewind. All right, so like the bare minimum. Okay, cheats. Okay, wait. Full analog controls. That'll be interesting. Is that game actually gonna be? Wait. Is this going to be playable now? No way. Okay, wait. So it looks like it almost, if you go back, it almost looks like they cheated it. But at the very beginning, okay, look, so he runs perpendicular to the camera for like a split second. They fixed the controls. I think they fixed the controls. Yeah, he could never do this. In the original, he would always have the camera locked to his back. So it is full analog control. So this game actually might be playable. I'm not sure if this is actually going to fix like the jumping, because that's like the other really bad part about it. But I think that if they have the decency to fix the camera along with the analog controls, I think that actually might be an acceptable game. Okay, let's just watch the rest of this here. That's actually pretty interesting. Concept art. Okay. I was looking for a character with an edge or not. Okay, so original pilot manual. Okay, manual scans. Okay, wait. It's the Bobcat's whiskers. Very on brand for this character. Okay. Launching on September 9th. I want to go back here to this part right here. We were saying, looking for a character with an edge or an attitude. So, this video, I was originally going to be saying something like, oh yeah, well this is like, I was going to have like a whole dissertation like, oh yeah, why is Bubsy still alive? Then I realized, at first I thought, okay, more effort is going to go into this video than they did in porting these games. But no, there's actually some effort going into this, which is really interesting. And I'm wondering if that Bubsy 3D game, if that's a port or if it's like, you know, a ROM hack. I'm not sure that gives it analog controls. But the thing about Bubsy, unfortunately, about his character is that he passes a lot of the tests that the most popular characters in media pass. He has a very distinguished personality, which is just, you know, being arrogant, which is an edge that a lot of characters, like cartoon characters, just do not have anymore. He's flawed, where like a lot of new characters nowadays, completely sterile. They lost all their edge. So that helps him to stand out. Even Sonic and Shadow have lost a lot of their edge. Well, until very recently. And by edge, I mean just like having just the presence of flaws. That's for one thing. And the other thing is, again, I just want to mention the silhouette test. He's already had a couple of redesigns. I wouldn't say that I like the character, but I don't dislike the character either is a thing, because I didn't necessarily, you know, grow up with them. Most of my exposure, like most people, has just been through YouTube. and just seeing like the infamous videos about Bubsy 3D and stuff, and about like his games getting covered, this is actually a really good interpretation of Bubsy. It reminds me of something out of like the Sonic IDW comic. So I mean, I can't knock the character design. The reason, I think he has just this sort of morbid curiosity about him. He's a character who was born in the 90s, who for all intents and purposes should have stayed in the 90s, got resurrected by memes, and now he got new games in, I think the last game was in like 2019. I thought that was it. He was gone. And now he's having another game in 2025. And it's just like, I'm trying to figure out why, like no one, likes this character, but he keeps coming back. And then it makes me think about, okay, wait, isn't there another orange feline that does the exact same thing? It's just like, it's just everywhere. And like, people don't like care about him necessarily, but they still like, engage with the character. I'm thinking it's like, okay, wow, this character is like the Garfield of gaming almost. Not to say that Bubsy has had as much of a presence as Garfield, but it's just like he's like in a very similar, like, don't really care for him. Like people don't care about Garfield, but I mean, if it's got his face on it, people buy it. And so like it's like, I feel like Bubsy's kind of like that for video games. Like if you see a Bubsy game, it's like, okay, the curiosity is probably going to get the best of you. Because I mean, honestly, if this isn't any more expensive than $15, I'm picking this up just for Bubsy 3D alone. I mean, that's just like a no-brainer. But given the fact this is coming out on, I think, okay, so I don't see a 2 there. I don't even know if this is getting a Switch 2 version. Or like, a dedicated Switch 2 version. I don't think it is. But just like, I just feel like this character, he's still, like, let's not kid ourselves here, he has a timeless design to him, because he was made in the time whenever characters like Sonic were very popular, around the time of, like, I think, like, Space Jam and movies like that. He was built to fit in with all those characters, so therefore, he's weirdly nostalgic. I am not nostalgic for this character whatsoever, but he has the same appeal of characters from that era. So I'm just saying, if they play their cards right, this character could very well make a comeback, and I think the industry could really use it, because there needs to be more mascot platformers. But I mean, just looking through this, the thing I'm most excited for is obviously getting to see Bubsy 3D with analog controls, because that's really, really fascinating to me. And 16:9 too. I mean, I don't really have a problem like with so some games that seem like they're like low on in-game content or like not very good by themselves, I like the fact that they're including this in a compilation, because any of these games other than by themselves have like no value. And I was saying this about games like certain Nintendo games. It's like the Switch 2 Welcome Tour did not justify itself being $10. If your game only has a certain amount of content in it, it needs to be in a bundle with other games to justify itself. Because it's like, individually, they're not worth enough. Because, let's see, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, how many is this? 5, 6, 7, I think 8, if you include, okay, that second version of Bubsy 3D. And then I think 9, it's like this, is this a Japanese game? I'm not really, yeah, okay, it's Japanese 16-bit version of Bubsy. I don't know if this has ever been released outside of Japan. Even the Japanese design, he just looks like, I mean, he looks like a knockoff Sonic, but I mean, he's still got a certain level of appeal to him. He does, just objectively speaking, he's a well-designed character, and they did that on purpose. And even his games look very, very nice. This is a beautiful 16-bit game. It might not play very well, but the character still has potential. This is so intriguing. And also just in the middle of everything going on with the industry, with it completely falling apart, they have the audacity to bring back Bubsy in the middle of it. This concept art looks really interesting too. Just like as if the industry wasn't bad enough, like Bubsy's coming back again. And I really thought we had seen the last of them with that. I think they meant like a Pause on Fire, I think was the last game. And I just thought that was it. But no, he's back. And I just don't understand how or okay, so some of this is kind of hideous. But again, it's just like I'm just so deathly curious. What am I getting myself into? It's just like I've seen the videos, I've seen the memes, I've seen like Some Call Me Johnny's videos on them, and I'm just like, what is this? I want to play these for myself. And I might make another video on the topic, but I feel like games that come out nowadays, like if we're going to be getting remakes and remasters, I'm of the opinion that we should be getting more remakes of bad games than good ones. And I'll make a separate video about this, but my overall thoughts on the subject is like, yeah, so we can get a remake of like, you know, like a classic or like, you know, of a good game. I'd rather see bad games get remade and have their problems addressed and fixed, because that will just lead to there being more innovations. Because most games that come out, especially like older games that came out, there is something of value to salvage. Every game has something salvageable, because even like with the worst of the worst games that came out, unless it's truly just awful to play, like oftentimes you can find like a good song or like good graphics or even good sprite art, because Bubsy's sprite art is actually pretty solid. He's decently well animated. I mean, his design works. And so I'm just thinking like there's something to salvage, which I think is why he's been able to survive for so long. He stands out. He, like, despite the fact that he's so terrible, his terribleness stands out, but his design helps him to stay relevant. It's just like, it's the perfect combination just to keep a character like this alive. And it's like, it's Sonic, but to the most extreme degree. And it's just, I mean, I think maybe I'm overthinking this, but it's just funny how, you know, just looking through history and like the context of, you know, what this character's been through, or I guess not been through. I mean, I guess he just kind of works, but this is really just shocking, honestly. And I'm probably gonna play this on stream. This artwork right here. This is hilarious. He's just so smug. All of these games, I'm pretty sure, are terrible too. Like, he's so smug, but all of these games are terrible. And it's just like the irony of it too. Like they could not make a more smug looking character. Unless he were rendered in 3D as like a DreamWorks character, he could not possibly look more smug. All of these games are like some of the worst reviewed, and then this pilot was also bad. He's produced no good media. Except for just making for good games to point fun at. But I mean, I'm probably going to pick this up as long as the price is decent. I mean, again, like, I think my max is probably going to be like around, like, 15, maybe 20. Maybe that I'll chill out for this. But mainly to see what Bubsy 3D plays like with the new analog controls. But, that's going to be all for now. I just had to, like, just look at... I couldn't just see this and not say something about it, because, again, like, this is just, like... This is just the cherry on top. Like, as if the video game industry wasn't going through enough, Bubsy comes back. Like, why? What, of all things, why is he coming back? And if this compilation sells well, we might see another new game. We might get like a Bubsy 3D Deluxe or something that's like an actual game, like an actual 3D platform. And I'm assuming it'll play like, I don't know, like Sonic Boom or something. I don't know, but we could get like a shovelware 3D platformer from it. So honestly, I don't even know where to end this off. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This was absolutely ridiculous. Are you kidding me? I've got my theories as to why this exists, but I just want to know what you all are, what your thoughts are. But that would do it for now. Thanks for watching. Sorry this was like more rambly than usual, but I just had to say something. All right, take care.